"You'll never be half the man my ex is," she yelled. During our dinner, I never imagined a simple dinner could turn into a nightmare. Not with laughter, not with shared memories, but with sharp words that cut deeper than I ever thought possible. Her name is Jessica. We had been married for 4 years. On the surface, things seemed normal, maybe even happy. We shared meals, plans, and occasional weekend trips. Friends said we were a good match. I believed it. I wanted to believe it. It started subtly, the occasional complaints about me not being like her ex, the way she brought up comparisons casually, almost as if testing boundaries. I brushed it off, thinking it was harmless, that maybe she was just reminiscing or venting. I didn't realize it was the beginning of something far more cruel. The night of the incident started like any other. We had decided to go to a quiet Italian restaurant, a place we had visited on our first date. I wanted it to be special, a small reminder of why we were together. The evening began well enough. We laughed at shared memories, ordered our favorite dishes, and even shared a bottle of wine. But as the main course arrived, the conversation shifted. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, her tone changed. "You know," she said, swirling her wine glass, "sometimes I wonder why I even try with you." I paused, unsure if I had heard her correctly. "What do you mean?" I asked gently, hoping it was just an offhand comment. Her gaze hardened. "You'll never be half the man my ex is," she said, voice sharp, eyes glinting with a mixture of anger and contempt. For a moment, the world stopped. My fork hovered mid-air, my stomach sank, and I felt a wave of disbelief wash over me. I had built my life with this woman, trusted her, shared everything with her, and she was comparing me to someone who had been in her life long before I existed, someone who wasn't even part of our current reality. I wanted to respond. I wanted to defend myself, to yell, to argue, to cry. But then I realized something crucial. She wasn't attacking me out of logic or reason. She wasn't upset about anything I had done. She was lashing out to assert control, to remind me that I wasn't enough, that her loyalty wasn't with me, that my love, care, and efforts didn't matter. So I stayed silent. I let the words sink in, let the sting register fully. My silence wasn't weakness. It was clarity. It was the recognition that her cruelty reflected her character, not mine. After dinner, I walked her to the car without a word, not because I was defeated, but because I had already made a decision to reclaim my self-respect, to protect my dignity, and to refuse to be degraded by someone who didn't value me. The following days were tense. She tried to justify herself, claiming she was stressed, emotional, misunderstood, but her words were empty. They couldn't undo the damage or disguise the truth. She had allowed her past to dominate her present, and in doing so, she had dismissed me entirely. I began the process of evaluating my marriage. Every memory, every argument, every small comparison resurfaced. I realized this wasn't just a single cruel comment, it was a pattern of disrespect, emotional manipulation, and ongoing comparison that eroded the foundation of trust and love. It took time, but I eventually made the hardest decision to walk away. Not in anger, not in haste, but with deliberate calm. I sought legal advice, secured my finances, and emotionally prepared myself for life without her. I couldn't control her, her comparisons, or her choices, but I could control how I responded. Walking away was bittersweet. I mourned the marriage I had believed in, the dreams we had shared, and the love I had given freely. But I also discovered something vital. My worth isn't defined by someone else's ex, by comparisons, or by someone who refuses to appreciate you. Months later, I have rebuilt my life. I found peace in small routines, strength in friendships, and clarity in my own independence. I learned that betrayal and disrespect are painful, but they can also be liberating when they force you to stand up for yourself. That dinner, that cruel sentence, taught me more than any argument could. Never let anyone compare you, belittle you, or make you feel inadequate. Walk away when respect is gone. Silence, dignity, and decisive action are sometimes the most powerful responses to betrayal. Jessica's words stung in the moment, but her impact on my life diminished the day I chose myself over her cruelty. And in that choice, I found freedom.